Hello everyone, welcome back to Magical Miniature Mondays with Resin Bell. Today we're going to be making a Flesh Eating Slug Repellant in the Potions classroom, and then we're going to be doing a DIY. So hit that like button and that subscribe button and let's get crafty. Okay, so our Flesh Eating Slug Repellant has this amazing bottle with the Hogwarts crest on it. It says Hogwarts right there. I absolutely love this bottle that they created. It's not exactly the way that most people think of a flesh-eating slug repellent, but it's a very cute bottle and I absolutely love this one. So it comes with that. Of course, you get your funnel so you can fill your potion bottle pretty easily. And we have this little Hogwarts label here with this pretty pink twine. Of course, it comes with an awesome golden ladle, and we have our potion ingredients in this awesome little container. Here we have some really great kind of organic looking ingredients here. I love the little ingredient bottle. These are so wonderful. Look at all the color variation, and the style and size is really great. Here we have some moss inside of a container. This is really great as well. I love these little containers. They're so awesome. And of course we have our resin inside a cauldron. This is the two-striped cauldron. And I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers to take off the seal, because it can be a bit of a bear to get that off. So let's turn to the Flesh Eating Slug Repellent instructions in our potions book, and you can find the DIY video for the potions book listed in the description box below. I put that up last Friday. And here we have all of our potion ingredients. And these are the instructions. We'll put our organic materials in, stir the pot, add the fluff to the bottle, and then add our resin in. Cure it, and then decorate the bottle to get Flesh Eating Slug Repellent. So let's get started. Now the instructions say to add these to your resin, but with chunkier stuff like this, I prefer to add it to my bottle. That way I can kind of control what the bottle looks like afterwards. Just going to put a couple of those in the bottom because I want that to be underneath my moss. So I'll put a few of those in, add some moss. I was trying to do that delicately, but it didn't really work out for me. Okay. I do kind of like how it fluffs up when you get it inside the bottle, so that's kind of cool. Okay, I'll add a few more of these on the top. Okay, so now we've got our ingredients in there. We can add our funnel and our resin. The resin is a very pretty green color. It's really cool looking. It reminds me of the color reminds me of olive oil, like a really good extra virgin olive oil. Do not eat this. Do not use it to fry anything. So now all we need to do is cure it. Okay, now that this is cured, I am in love with how it looks. I love all the organics in it. It just looks really cool. It's a great potion. How cool is that? Alright, so we're going to need to put our label on. I guess the label goes in the center. I think it's supposed to go right there, but honestly, I don't think I want to cover that up. You know what I think I'm going to get a little bit of Rub and Buff gold, and we'll do that on there and see what it looks like. Okay, I've got a little bit of Rub and Buff. This is just a gold metallic wax, and it will stick to almost anything. I'm just going to get a little bit on my finger here, and we'll see what that looks like. Oh yeah, I like that a lot better. How cool does that look, you guys? I like that a lot. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. I like that a lot better than sticking that paper label on there. I wonder if I can get the edges without messing it up. Probably not, but we're going to try it anyway. See if I can get... Very careful and not get this everywhere because it doesn't necessarily rub off. There we go. I like that. That just adds so much. How cute is that? What do you guys think? Alright, I guess I can go ahead and put the cord on, just to give it a little something something. Now if you do get that somewhere you don't like it, if you do use the Rub and Buff, you can always take a little cotton swab with a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it, and it should take off what you don't want on there. Let's tie that up. And cut off that excess. And there we go. I love how it turned out. It's super cool. This is probably one of my favorites, I think, just because of the kind of organic look to it, and it just really looks like it would be a potion, right? Very cool. All right, so let's move on. I am going to take this and cure it and clean it out, and we'll move on to our DIY for this week, which I have been super excited about. I've been wanting to do this the whole time. Even when I first saw the capsules, I knew I wanted to do this. So let's get started. Okay, so today I am going to be working on a stack of cauldrons. I have finally gotten enough of these empty that I can make this, and this is like one of the main things that I really wanted to make when I saw this there was different cauldrons. So I'm super excited to finally get to this project. So these are all empty, and you know, the old cauldrons that from the other potions that I've already done, and there's like several different ones. There's this one. There's this one that has like 3 rings on it. There's one that has kind of 2 rings on it. I love that they're all different shapes and different pins and points where they connect, and their feet are shaped differently. And then there's this one that has 1 ring on it, and they're all just adorable and different, and I love that. I love that they did that. Like, thank you, Miniverse, because that is freaking awesome. Yeah, so I'm going to, so what I've done is I have cured the inside, the resin that's on the inside, and then cut away any resin that was on the edge, just to prepare them for this. I have a block of balsa wood, and I have just taken a pencil and I am kind of pushing into the balsa wood. Balsa wood's like super soft, so you can carve it and mold it and whatever you want to do with it. So I'm just kind of carving in some stone shapes so that there's a little bit of dimension there when I paint it. I'm going to drill a hole for this dowel. It's like a wood skewer. It's like a heavy-duty wood skewer, and I'm going to be putting that in the corner. I found this on Temu a while back. It's been in my miniatures box. I think that's going to be kind of perfect. It's like this little metal hook thing, and I'm going to put a cauldron on it. And then I'm going to create a sign at the top that says Potage's Cauldrons, and then have some little signage on the side of the sign that has, you know, the different sizes and types that they offer. And then the rest of them are going to be stacked up in a big wonky cauldron stack on the base. So I think that's going to be really fun, and I'm super excited to get into it. So let me get started. I just need to finish going around these with a dull pencil and kind of engrave those, and then I need to drill my hole. So you don't have to use the balsa wood. You could use like a cardboard platform and kind of draw on your stones with hot glue, or you could cut out individual stones with another layer of cardboard or something like that and glue them on. There's so many options as far as how to do like a little stone platform, whatever. And you don't even have to do a stone platform. You could just use, you know, a piece of chipboard, or, you know, so many ways you could do that. You don't have to do it just like this. So okay, I've got those indented a little bit. I think I'm going to sand the edges so that they correspond with the shapes of the stones, and then I can drill my hole. Alright, got my hole drilled and got this pushed in. I used a bit that was just a tiny bit smaller than my stick so that I could shove it down in. The fact that these are really soft balsa wood, I could push it down in there and make it much more snug than if I just drilled the same size hole. So there is that part done, and then I sanded around and kind of sanded in these areas a little bit. Now I think I'm ready for some paint. I just took some thin coffee stir sticks and glued 2 of them together, and then cut them at an angle there, 45-degree angles, and I'm just going to glue them down just to kind of give this some stability so that it's not just it's not wiggling around, but it's going to have a little cauldron and sign hanging from it, so I want to kind of sturdy it up a little bit. So I'm just going to glue that in place right there. And I am just using some art glitter glue. I like using this for miniatures because you can really control how much you get. Usually some of them come with this tip, and sometimes you have to buy it separately, but it's a great way to add glue. and it dries fast and easy to control, so that's why I like it so much. So I just want to say that even if you don't have one of these like little metal hooks, you can get them on Temu. I think they're like $1 or something a piece or something. But I will see if I can find that link and put it in the description box just in case you just want to order one of these. But you don't have to. You could like take a wide popsicle stick or any kind of stick really, and you can kind of use your X-Acto knife to carve out kind of a rough shape. And then you can, glue it down or make supports for it, just the same way that we made the support for this. You could, do something like that to support it. So yeah, I mean that's a possibility too. You could even, make one out of wire. All kinds of ways you could, make your own. Okay, so I've got all my cauldrons that are already cured, and I have taken an X-Acto knife and cut away any remaining seal that was on the top and any resin that was cured on the edge. I still have to do this one. You can see there's a little bit of plastic left from the seal, and I just take an X-Acto knife and scrape away at that, basically like this. Pretty simple, just pops right off. But for right now, I am going to go ahead and use some wax, some pigment wax. This is a product by Deco Art, but I don't know if they still sell this product. I've had this for like, I don't know, 13 years or something. It's actually all dried up, but the best thing about this is that it rehydrates with water. So I can put a little bit of water on there and it'll act just like Rub and Buff does. So I've also got some Rub and Buff, and I'm just going to take a little bit of water and add it to, you can see it rehydrates super quick and super easy. And so I'm just going to take this and rub it. You can already see how cool that looks. Just going to give these a little bit of a rub down. Just changing the color up, and these are so well designed. Look at the texture on it. It just looks so good. The handle. Alright, so that's that one, and you can see the difference between the two. It just kind of gives it a little bit of shine. And so I'm going to do that again to the next one. Just kind of gives it a pewter look. Okay, so there's my two, what I'm going to call my pewter cauldrons, because that looks really cool. So this is the color. It's kind of like a black silver almost. It's actually called black shimmer. And then I'm going to move on. So I'm making the different cauldron colors for the Potage's cauldrons. And let's see. That looks really cool. So I'm going to use this one kind of as a copper color. This one is called Iced Espresso. Honestly, I don't know if you can still get these, but the Rub and Buff has quite a few colors that they keep, and there are other wax pigments that you can get as well. So you should be able to get, you know, copper and all those different colors, pewter and bronze, all those kind of things at your local craft store. I know Hobby Lobby has them, and you can buy them online. Now you could just take some metallic acrylic paint probably, and at least get some semblance of this. It's not going to be exact, but there we go. I just love those little metallic pigments. It just looks so good. I love it. Alright, there's that one. And so I'm trying to do the same pots with the same colors. So there's 4 different designs. Yeah, so there's a kind of a coppery color. Those 2 are the same style. These 2 are the same style. And there's these with the doubles. I'm going to do those with the silver. And then I have one with a triple band. I'm going to do the gold on that one. Alright. Here's the silver ones. Alright, and we'll do the gold one. This is actually kind of a gold leaf. It's almost like it almost looks kind of like an antique gold. So it can be kind of a bronzy color, which is kind of cool. It really brings out all of the details in that pot. I mean, look at that texture they got in there. It just looks so good. Now, if you try to use acrylic paint for this, it's so thin that it will probably go into those cracks and you'll lose some of that detail. That's why I like the gilding wax so much. You just rub it across the surface and it shows every single bit of texture on what you're using it on. And they're small packages, and they might seem kind of expensive, like $8 for one tube, but it will last you most of your life. I've had this tube for years and years. Just gonna let that dry, and once those are completely dry, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so you can kind of see the different ones. I really like how they turned out. Silver and gold and a copper color and kind of a black pewter color. I think I should probably grab one that's just actually black. Maybe I should have left one of these black, but yeah, I kind of like it. Alright, now I'm going to take this one, because this is the one that I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to create a bubbly cauldron. So I'm going to take this and trace around it on some thin chipboard. You could use product packaging like cereal box or something. Cutting inside of my line because I don't want it hanging out like a big shelf. Just going to glue that on there with a little bit of hot glue. Just got that on there. I'm just going to paint that real quick. I'm not even going to worry with a brush. I'm just going to do it with my hand. And this is why I always have paint and all kinds of stuff under my fingernails and all over my hands. This is how I craft. Just gonna let that dry. Now then, while that's drying, I got some of these little puff balls. They're kind of like little styrofoam miniature balls at the Dollar Tree. There was a whole package of them. This is last year, I think. I think they probably still sell them. But this year they have like these long fingery plants that look like this, that have all these little green balls on them. And so I just picked a bunch of those off and created kind of like a mix that I'm going to just kind of mix up here. And as soon as that's dry, okay, now I'm just going to put some hot glue on here. Go around the edges. And then I'm just going to take this, I'm going to dunk it in. Bubbly brew. Now this is a little too wild. I'm gonna have to pull some of these off, but that'll get me started anyway. I have to go in and kind of refine this a little bit. Push it back from the edges. This handle has to come up, so I won't be able to have it there. So the handle is going to come up like that. Now then, got nice bubbly brew happening. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some UV resin and paint it on top and then cure it. So let's do that next. Now you don't have to use UV resin. You could also use kind of a glossy glue, but it would need to be something that won't make a foam ball melt. Some glues might do that, it just depends. So you just have to check it out and see. I'm just using some Knit Pro UV resin. I'm going to put a little bit on my silicone mat. I'm using a silicone brush. Some of these aren't completely glued down, so okay, there is my finished bubbling cauldron. All kinds of slimy ooze happening with that. But that's the one I'm going to hang right here on the sign. I think that's going to look really cool. What do you guys think? Super fun. Okay, now it's time to set these on my platform. Try to do it as kind of crazy wonky as I can. This way. Do it this way. Perhaps I want to do it that way. Yeah, I like that. I really like how that's coming together. And I think that once I empty out some more, I could take this lid off and just keep on stacking them, or add another lump in front. So many possibilities. I can just keep on adding to this if I want to. Okay. Hang a little cauldron there. So now I just got to make the signage to go on this after this glue cools a little bit, and I can clean off the glue strings and add the signs. Add the signage. Okay, so my last step was to create these little signs. These are coffee stir sticks that I just used one of those markers, wood grain markers from Dollar Tree, to color them in, and then I just used a black ballpoint pen to write the words on it. This one is a smaller craft stick that I just cut the end off and left the end rounded because I like the look of it. And so that is the finished thing. I love how it turned out. Let's put it in the potions classroom. Now it's going to be a little bit shorter. My thought was that it would be like a smaller advertisement, like at the school. Just for the fun of it, you know. So let's go put it in the potions classroom. Okay, so I've got it sitting over here for right now. What do you think about this placement? You can see that it's a little smaller than a doll, but I kind of like it there. But there's one other place that I think it would look cute, and you could still see it in some of the videos. Okay, so I kind of like it there in the corner as well. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Where should we put Potage's cauldron stack? Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next Magical Miniature Mondays.